Hi, I'm Troy from Studio 33 Guitar. Thanks for watching. So today we're looking at how to play House of the Rising Sun. This is a really old song. It's a traditional folk song that has been around for many years. The original origin is not actually very well known, but the most popular version of this song is the one that was recorded in the 60s by the Animals. I'm going to show you a simplified version of how to play this song, and then we'll work up to something that's a little bit closer to the Animals version. One of the hardest parts about this song is keeping all the chords straight and remembering the order that they go in. There's 5 different chords in this song, and the order is not always the same. So if you go to our website, studio33guitar.com, and you can download a PDF version of the chord chart there. It'll have the chords and the lyrics, and then you can follow along, and it'll be easier for you to keep track of the chords. First, I'll show you all the chords that you need for the song, and then we'll look at how to strum it. I'll put some time markers in the description below if you want to skip ahead to certain sections. But let's zoom in on the neck and take a look at how to play House of the Rising Sun. The first chord we're going to need for this song is an A minor chord. And that looks like this. You'll need your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, your ring finger directly below that, and then your index finger on the 1st fret of your B string. And for that chord, you're not going to be playing the low E string, you'll just be playing from the A string down. The next chord is a C major. For that chord, we're going to leave our index finger where it is, and our middle finger where it is. And all we're going to do is move our ring finger up to the 3rd fret on the A string. The other 2 fingers get to stay where they were. So from A minor up to C major. And again, that one is just those 5 strings. The next chord we need is a D major chord, which looks like this. You have your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. Index finger is on the 2nd fret, the string right above it. And your middle finger also on the 2nd fret down on the highest string. And for the D chord, we just play these 4 strings. So from the D string down. The next chord that we need is an F major chord. Now there's a lot of different ways to play an F chord, and I actually have a video that I'll put the link in the description as well that shows 6 or 7 different ways that you can play an F chord. But for this song, the one that I recommend looks like this. And this is actually very similar to the C major chord that we just looked at. But all we're gonna do is move our ring finger and middle finger both down 1 string. And then that will give us this F chord. Now, ideally, what you should do is use your index finger to bar across these 2 strings. If you can't do that and you just play with these 3 notes, those 3 fingers down, that'll work as well. But work on maybe trying to be able to bar that across. But for now, if you can't, then that's okay. You can play the F this way as well. The only other chord that we'll need for this song is an E major chord. And that looks identical to the A minor chord, except everything is moved up 1 string. So your middle finger is on the 2nd fret, your ring finger right below it, and then your index finger on the 1st fret. And for the E major chord, you're going to strum all 6 strings. So those are all the chords. Now let's look at the strumming. Now the important thing about this song is to realize that it is in 6/8 timing. And 6/8 has a bit of a swing feel to it. If you'd like to know more about 6/8 timing and different strumming patterns that'll work for 6/8, I'll put a link in the description for a video as well that talks about 6/8 strum patterns. So most popular songs are in 4/4 timing, where we're counting beats of 4. For 6/8, we count groups of 6. Now it's not just simply counting 6 beats, you're also going to put a little bit of a swing in there. So the emphasis when you're counting will be on 1 and 4. So that's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has a little bit of a swing feel, and that's important, especially with this song. So the easiest way to strum would be with just down strums, and without playing any chords, just holding on to the strings. That would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's important to get those emphasis on the 1 and the 4. So for this song, each of the chords is going to be played for 1 bar. So you're going to be counting to 6 for each chord. Now there is one exception to that, which I'll show you when we get to it. But for most of the chords, it's 1 bar for each. Now I'll show you the full order of the chords all the way through the entire song using that simple strumming pattern. And then we'll expand on that strum and make it a little bit more interesting. But first, let's just figure out how the chords go and what order they're in. So from the top again, we're starting with that A minor chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to go back to the A minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To C again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now here we introduce the E major chord. And this is the exception. On this one, we're going to play for 2 bars. So we're going to be counting to 6 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After that, we're going to go back to those original 4 chords again. A minor, C, D, and F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to go back to A minor again. Now to E major. Back to A minor. Back to E major. That's the entire sequence, and then it would start over from the top. And like I said, it's a little bit tricky to keep track of the order of the chords, so make sure you go to the website and download that PDF. The next step in making this strumming pattern a little bit more interesting is we're going to add in an upstroke, and we're going to put that in on beat number 5. So everything else is still going to be downs. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down, 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 up, down. With the chords, that would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the Animals recorded version of the song, they add in arpeggios on the chords. Now, all that means is they're going to be playing some individual notes of the chords. And that sounds a little bit more like this. The easiest way to start with that style is to play each chord with 1 strum and then play the highest 3 strings from the highest down. So for the A minor chord, that would be like this. And then the C major. Then the D. And then the F. Now for that F chord, this is where it's going to be important to bar that finger across because you need that highest note to be the F note. The really important part here is that you make sure that you're still counting in groups of 6, and those arpeggiated notes would come in on beats 4, 5, and 6, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that pattern would continue throughout the entire song. And that's how you play House of the Rising Suns. Make sure you go to the website and download that PDF so you can follow along, and hit the like button and the subscribe button so you don't miss the next lesson. We'll see you next time.